dead, aren't you? A dead human being. It isn't possible for someone like that to become God, is it?
You see, I realized I had no need for a body. To die means that you have merely abandoned the flesh.
Wow. Hello, people. It is your wonderful friend, Chad Marco, here again with the long-awaited next episode of How to Be a NEET. Today's episode is called Mom, More Hot Pockets. A long time ago, I was on a MySpace chat room, and some funny guy, like, he would always type that in, like, Mom, more Hot Pockets, kind of where But anyway, because today's topic is going to be basically food and kind of nutrition also. It's going to mix the two together. But before we get into that, you guys know that we always have a subtopic, and today is no different. Today, before we get into the main topic of food and snacks and soda and shit, I want to talk about something that's been reoccurring on R9K lately, and it is basically standards. If you don't know, standards in regards to, like, you know, what kind of girlfriend and or boyfriend one would like, particularly robots, because I've been seeing these threads that are like, you guys complain about not having a girlfriend, but it's only because you have high standards. Why don't you get you a average girl, or why don't you get you this or that? And and I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure, but to me it seems like these threads are meant to be bait. Like, I think that it's just trying to trigger robots. And then it's kind of inconsistent a little bit, because sometimes they'll say, why don't you get this kind of girl? And it'll be someone that's like obviously out of our league, and sometimes it'll be like an ugly bitch. So I don't know, like, there's no consistency. There's like no, I don't know, like I feel like it's just there to troll us. But the question is, like, because these threads are pretty damn successful. They get a good number of replies, and the question is, why are these threads successful? Why are they rustling the jimmies of robots? And I think I know why. Because these threads challenge the idea that robots are the victim, because let's face it, a lot of times robots, incels, wizards, whatever, tend to play the victim, especially when it comes to dating, blaming everything on women and their pickiness and desire for Chad. But these threads kind of flip the script on us and say, no. It's not that girls are picky and only want Chad. It's that you're the picky one. You have high standards. You need to lower them and get a girl on your level. So the question is, do robots have high standards? And that's just what I'm going to talk about for a little bit here, my thoughts on that. And in my personal opinion, I do not think robots have high standards. I mean, of course I would say that, but here's why. You know, I'm always just observing things, just paying attention to like shit that people post. And a lot of times we'll have threads like a one-nighters thread, or, you know, post your dream girl or whatever. And of course we get like a lot of, like, you know, R9K is almost basically like a porn board. So you do get like some like outrageously attractive girls posted. But I noticed that when it's more like when the thread is more personal, like, the quality of girls that are posted are really fucking average. I mean, just look at the kind of girls that are like orbited on R9K, like Agatha and all those like basic looking, like, these girls are not crazy. Like, these are like really just average girls, and robots go crazy over them. Like, they orbit the fuck out of them and stuff like that. So just seeing things of that nature makes me think, I really don't think that robots have high standards, at least not to the point of like wanting a fucking model or an Instagram thought or a porn star. I think that most guys I think most robots or guys on R9K would be happy enough with the average girl, maybe even a girl who's below average. I mean, I've seen such varied tastes. I mean, some guys like you know, like nerdy looking Asian girls. Some guys like fat girls. Some guys are set up for a trap. I mean, it seems like there's such a varied taste here. I really do not. I don't know. I just don't buy into the idea that robots are just holding out for Stacy. I don't even think we even consider Stacy an option. I know I don't. Now, personally, I don't think I have high standards, but I definitely don't have low standards either. But if you watch my other episode of How to Be a NEET, where I talked about, you know, being a virgin and sex and all that, you know, my perspective is totally different than a lot of other guys. To put it simply, I'm not desperate enough to lower my standards to fuck like some fat ugly bitch. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I do not want to fuck some troll looking orc precious bitch. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. But at the same time, I do not expect to fuck a fucking, you know, 10 or even an 8, maybe not even a fucking 7. I mean, that would be nice. I mean, fuck, but still, like, you know, I'm gonna project a little bit, but I imagine that most robots have standards around the same level as I think most guys would love to have a girl that's anywhere around average, maybe slightly above average, or even slightly below average, but definitely not disgustingly fat and grotesque. And I don't even think we even entertain the thought of fucking a legitimate Stacy, you know, like an Instagram level girl or a popular cheerleader. No, I don't think any robot is really even thinking on that level. Now, my problem with the whole lower your standards thing is that they never mean like when people say lower your standards, especially when they're talking to guys, they don't mean like, hey, you know, you're going after models and shit. You need to lower your standards down to reality. You need to fuck this average girl. You need to fuck this normal chick. No, they mean that they want you to fuck fat, ugly bitches. Like, that's all. When people say lower your standards, they mean fuck ugly. That's all. It never means fucking average chick. Never. And that's because men and women don't have equal value in the dating market. I think I went over this previously before, but to put it simply, women have more default than men. I mean, women have more value than men by default because men have lower expectations of women. And so basically the average girl is not equal to the average guy in terms of sexual market value. I'm sounding like a real red pill PUA guy with this terminology, but I think you get the picture. I'll never forget, I was watching a interview with 50 Cent, and he said something along the lines of women are born stars. Men have to become stars. And what that means is that men value women mostly for their looks, and women value men for looks, but also other qualities such as confidence, money, status, etc., etc. And because of this, women kind of naturally grow into being attractive, whereas men can really fuck it up. We can really fuck up being attractive to women. But yeah, so I think that there is some truth to what they say, because let's face it, a lot of us are just pieces of shit. We don't even deserve an average girl. I'm not even gonna lie, like, I know, like, I'm a piece of shit, but and I just saw a thread of this, like a similar thread just like 5 minutes ago, and someone said something that resonated with me. He was like, you know, I'm not gonna lower my standards because I'm a piece of shit, and if I if I date a girl on my level, I'm gonna be dating a piece of shit. And that's kind of how I always felt as well. Like two wrongs do not make a right. If you're a piece of shit, more than likely you're gonna get a piece of shit girlfriend. And I'd rather be alone than date a girl who's like, fucking crazy, fucking as crazy as fucked up as. I don't know. I think the girl version of me would be pretty damn awesome, but like I said, it's not equal. The girl version of me would be very fuckable, but it's not equal. So like I would be dating like a 2, or really like a -2 since I'm like a 2. So I mean, God, but I'm kind of ranting here, but In conclusion, I do not think robots have high standards, but a lot of us don't have low standards either. We're not willing to date girls who would be on our level. But I think it's reasonable and understandable why we don't want to date too down below, because you go too low and it's not even worth it anymore. But at the same time, if you are gonna have some type of standards, then you really don't have room to complain. If you're gonna have standards, if you're a piece of shit like me and you don't want to date ugly fat bitches, then you cannot go around complaining about not having a girlfriend. And I know, like, in my songs, in my music, I can kind of, I put those feels there. But you can ask anybody that knows me, I never complain about not having a girlfriend. I never bitch, none of that. Anything that I do is like online, and it's like for fun, just to chop it up with the guys. So yeah, I think robots have like average standards. It's normal standard, not high, but not low either. Some definitely have. I know some people say I don't give a fuck, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that bullshit. And and tell me what you guys think in the comments. It's very interesting conversation that we have on R9K. But coming up next, we are going to talk about NEETs and the foods, our favorite foods and snacks that's killing us, giving us diabetes and high blood pressure and all that shit. So I'll be right back, man. I'm having fun already. Damn, it's been too long. I love it. Ooh. So, what's up, NEETs? Like I said, man, today's episode is called Mom, More Hot Pockets, Please. I love saying that. But yeah. So today we're just going to talk about food, nutrition a little bit, my own personal history with food and snacks and shit, our favorite snacks and health. That kind of gay shit. So let's get right into it, shall we? Now, first, I'm going to talk about my own diet history. What can I say, man? I've been eating like a fucking degenerate my whole life, man. Going all the way, because I never really thought much about the food that I ate until about, I guess, middle school. And my mom, she would always come back, like if it was after school, like she would have like hot fries ready, Twizzlers, all kinds of just junk food. And like on Fridays we would go to like Blockbuster and like Burger King and McDonald's. So from a young age, man, like I was put on to like all the bullshit, unhealthy food, man. The good shit, man. My mom really fucked me up. She put me on all that fucking addicting, cancer-giving, fat-making foods early on, but man, they were good. I remember when I was in middle school, I had a ritual. I would never buy lunch at school because I never ate lunch in the lunchroom. So I saved my lunch money and I would go to the cheap little dollar store after school, and I would buy batteries so I could play my Game Boy Advance and play Pokemon Ruby, and I would buy like zebra cakes, and I would eat the whole box. I would eat a whole box of just fucking zebra cakes. God damn, I mean, thinking back, I was such a fucking fat ass. This is amazing. Like, I'm not like just straight up like obese now. Oh man, like my whole life, I've always managed to just stay at around like skinny fat. Like I've always been around skinny fat like my whole life. It's a fucking miracle. But yeah, just man, I really just had like a poor, straight up just a poor diet like my whole life. And it wasn't until maybe around the time I'd say about 17, 18, I started becoming more health conscious because, you know, I was just tired of being like skinny fat. You know, I wanted to get more lean. Started working out more, and we're gonna talk about that in later. But so I just started watching what I eat more. But man, it's been very difficult, like quitting like all that, you know, processed foods, the, you know, canned Chef Bar, like canned raviolis, and, you know, the candies and the chips and the pizza. Damn, it's just so good, man. Like, but maybe I just need to get more into cooking. Maybe it's just because I don't know how to cook that well. I can make rice and shit, but other than that, man, I'm nowhere near any kind of a decent cook. Maybe that's why I haven't been able to make the transition. But I try, you know, especially lately. You know, more often I go to the fruit and vegetable aisle in the grocery store. You know, get some bananas instead of the candies. You know, buy some carrots and some kale and shit. So I've been really trying to make a transition more into healthy eating. You know, but to be honest, I don't want to be stuck eating the fucking grass my whole life. So, you know, I hope to achieve some type of balance, some type of equilibrium where I'm able to kind of, you know, eat healthy but fit in, you know, a little burger, some pizza, candy and shit in here and there. But yeah, that's where I am right now as far as my diet. Just trying to switch over to more healthy eating. And I know a lot of you probably thinking like, you're fucking NEET. Like, why, you know, why are you worried about being healthy? But, you know, even though, even if you're a fucking NEET, fucking degenerate NEET, like, it is no fun feeling like shit, man. Like, straight up. Like, just imagine like playing your favorite video game and you're fucking fit. You got a fucking greens all in your stomach, and you know you've been eating nuts and vegetable bits and trail mix and shit, and maybe a little candy on the side. Like I just hate feeling like shit. Like I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, is that old saying? And you know, I just try to, you know, it's all about just maximizing comfort, man. And life is so much more comfortable when you're eating healthy and when you feel healthy and when you feel good, your body's working properly. So that's why I'm really trying to make that transition. It hasn't been easy. I mean, I'm still fucking up all the time, but you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try to be as healthy as I possibly can without foregoing, you know, the good shit, you know, completely. I still want to eat a little junk food here and there, but I just got to rebalance it from like now I'm like 80% junk food, 20% healthy. And ideally, I think I want to be like 75% health food, 25% junk. And I think that'll work out for me in the long term. But yeah, I highly recommend that, you know, even if you're NEET, man, try to be healthy, because it's just, health it affects everything that you do. Like, you'll read better, you'll watch anime better, you'll fat better. Everything will just be better if you feel better, man. Straight up. But enough of that gay shit, man. Like, let's get to like the nitty gritty. I mean, yeah, we trying to be healthy, but you know damn well that sometimes we want to eat some junk food. So right now, I'm gonna go through a list. I made a list of like my favorite junk foods, but also my favorite health foods. And I'm just gonna, just go down the list and kind of give like a brief description of like why I like it and why I recommend it or don't recommend it or whatever. So yeah, let's get right into that. Before that, let me get a little sip of water. Throat's getting a little dry. Okay, so right now, I'm gonna just go down a little list of my favorite candies first. All right, so my number one candy, my favorite candy out of all the candies is fucking Twizzlers. Now, I'm gonna go off the beaten path here a little bit and talk about something I heard. But there was this inmate in prison, ended up becoming like a stock market genius or something. But he told a story that kind of resonated with me, and he talked about how he was robbing this house. And one of the first things he grabbed was like some sugary cereal. And he said that it reminded him of being a kid. Like he had this connection to this cereal. It just reminded him of being a kid, eating the cereal and watching cartoons in the ghetto. And I feel like I have that same kind of connection with Twizzlers. I always have this fucking memory, bruh. I was real young, maybe like late elementary, early middle school, and I was playing Final Fantasy VIII in my bed, real comfortable. I'm super comfortable, and I think I was near the end of the first disc. I mean, the memory is just so vivid. I was in that city where it's always nighttime. I forgot the name of that city. In Final Fantasy VIII. And I was musty as hell because I was just playing the game so hard. I was so into it. Damn, I mean, to this day it's my favorite Final Fantasy game. But yeah, I was playing Final Fantasy VIII, musty as hell, in the bed eating Twizzlers, bro. I'll never forget. I was just eating Twizzlers. Like that moment in my life just always stood out to me, bro. I always remember. That's such a like beautiful memory in my mind. It was just. Like, that's just the definition of just childhood innocence and not even tell, man. Just total ignorance of the problems I would face in the future. But man, oh man, I just remember being so at peace. And I think that's why to this day Twizzlers have such a hold on me. It's my favorite candy. Like I love it. And man, I can kill a family bag in one day, bro. I can kill that shit. Like the big, I'm not talking like the individual size. When my mom would buy me Twizzlers, bro, she would get like the big bag, like the big family bag for one kid straight up, bro. Like, no kidding. I can kill like a bag in a day, bro. Like, damn. But yeah, man, Twizzlers are my favorite candy. The strawberry red ones, those are my favorites. But I also like I love the rainbow Twizzlers too. They got the rainbow Twizzlers, but I swear to God, they turn my shit blue. Like no joke. Every time I eat that shit, my shit turns fucking blue. Damn. They also got the peel off cherry ones. Those are real good because they don't have like that kind of chemically taste of like the strawberry ones. Like they got a more like fruity, natural, candy-ish taste, and they're softer. But yeah, I like those. They got the sour ones. I mean, I just love Twizzlers. Oh fuck, dude. When they first made the sock board, the social board, they used to have those Amazon like begging threads, and I made an Amazon wish list, and somebody bought me a ton of fucking Twizzlers, and it wasn't even on my own wish list. The guy, I forgot exactly how we did it, but the guy, I guess he just liked the shit I had on my wish list. and he had some type of like deal with like a candy, like he had like a shipment. He had just a surplus of candy somewhere at his house, and he sent me like a ton of fucking Twizzlers, bro. Like 2 big bags of like every different like kind of Twizzlers, bro. And it came just in time because Catherine just came out. I pre-ordered that. So I had all these Twizzlers. I had weed and I had Catherine. Damn, I was fucking balling, man. Shit. Oh. Let me just calm down. I just have so many good memories associated with Twizzlers, man. No joke. So but I gotta move on. Damn. Okay, so my second favorite candy is gummy worms. Just straight up like gummy worms or even gummy bears or whatever. I'm not too keen on the sour ones. I don't like just that gritty. I mean, it's already sugary enough. Do you need fucking sugar on the outside of the sugar? Damn, man. But I don't really like the kind with the sour kind. I don't like that shit. I like the baby smooth gummy worms and gummy bears. That's my shit. That's what I fuck with. Damn. Just trying to. Oh man, they got oh man, there's I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of the brand. I know that the Black Forest gummy worms, those are really fucking good. They also got this other kind. I forgot what it. I'll show it. I'll just show it in the video. But man, these are probably the best gummy worms I've ever eaten. Like, man, these are really good. Like, they got really all their candy is just fucking bomb. They just bomb and good. Fuck, love this shit. My third favorite candy has got to be Reese's. Oh man, I fucking love me some Reese's. God damn. Woo, Reese's, boy. It's like this perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter. And I'm not a big fan of chocolate myself, but just like, you know, I'm more into like if I do eat chocolate, I get like vanilla chocolate. But man, Reese's, man, I just love it. Like, and my niece really loves like Reese's too. I've heard some people not like the Reese's Pieces because they kind of taste like wax. But man, I love Reese's Pieces too. Like the Reese's Pieces, you just put a handful in your mouth and just bite on it. It just tastes like peanut butter and something. I don't know, but yeah, that's really good. And oh man, they got the I think it's called the Reese's Fast Break or something. Like it's like Reese's, but it's shaped like a Snicker bar and it's just packed with peanut butter and I guess whatever the other shit is. It's just packed with peanut. That shit is good. It is like compressed Reese's. It is like a super Reese's in a bar. It's just thick, creamy. God damn, like that is like my favorite like chocolate-esque candy. Like I'm not really into chocolates, but if I gotta choose, it's gotta be Reese's. That shit is good. I love me some Reese's. I love the vanilla kind too. Man. Okay. My fourth favorite candy is pretty much any kind of red candy. Dude, has it like, is this just me? Or does it seem like that the best candy is always red candy? It seems like the best candy is always like it's either the red one or the pink one or the blue one or the green one. Orange and yellow and grape always like the like bottom of the barrel as far as like taste and candy. But yeah, red candy in general, like Swedish Fish, red Starburst, red Skittles, just anything red. I mean, even going back to Twizzlers, I don't know what it is, but red candy is just so good to me. Yeah, excuse me. Now we're going kind of low on the list. Now this is I wouldn't even call this a favorite candy, but it's kind of a candy that I found myself going back to, and that's Dots. Y'all ever had Dots before? And oh man, dots really like fit the mold for like red being the best and yellow, green. I mean, even green is bad in fucking dots. I mean, but red and pink dots, orange, nah, red. Oh man, they are so good because dots are like really soft and juicy. Man, that's a great candy. I mean, not great, but you know, if I don't have any of the ones I stated before, or if I'm looking for like a different taste, I go for dots. It's real cheap. And those red ones are really succulent and good. Love them. And last but not least, jujubes. Like the real classic ones too. Now, when I was in school, my friends never understood like why I ate them, because they're really hard. Like initially, they're really hard and tough, and they're small. But you're not supposed to like just put them in your mouth and bite on them. You're supposed to get a handful of them, put it in the side of your mouth and just kind of get them wet, suck on it, salivate on them. And when they start getting soft, the juice and the flavor just starts just dripping into your mouth. You know how hamsters have like the little drip water things, like just get, it's like that, but like sugar and just sweetness just dripping slowly into your mouth and just going down your throat into the sides of your cheese. And oh man, like I really love that. And it would last all day. I mean, I had to go to school. You put a handful in your mouth, throw it inside. You know, it was like doing like chewing tobacco or some shit. Excuse me, I'm gonna get another sip of water. But yeah, I think that's about it as far as like my favorite candies. All right, I think now we are going to get into the potato chips. Hold on for a second. Yeah, so now I'm going to get into my favorite potato chips. Okay, so number one, hot fries. Hands down. Hot fries have a certain nostalgic effect on me, similar to Twizzlers, because it was just something that my mom always bought me. Those little small bags of hot fries. And dude, I mean, this was back, maybe like some of you guys remember, but man, back like years ago, hot fries and all those chips like Doritos and shit, they were 4 for $1. Now they're like 2 for $1, right? Anybody knows this shit? Like they're like, dude, I swear, like I watched like the progression, like those little like hot fries and Doritos and shit. It used to be 25 cents a bag. You would get 4 for $1. Then they went for like 3 for $1. Now they're like 2 for $1 with 59 cents individually. It's crazy, man. But yeah, hot fries, man, because and you guys are gonna see, but this is gonna be a trend for me as far as like my favorite chips. I love spicy shit. I love hot shit. I love like I'm not even like a ketchup guy. Like I'm barbecue, spicy barbecue. Like I love hot shit. I love it. And hot fries definitely fit the bills for like a hot snack. I remember in school people would they couldn't believe like how I could just like go through a bag like so fast without it really affecting me, because it'll burn your mouth up. But I love it. I love me some hot fries, man. Just really just a staple of my childhood. Okay, my second favorite chips are Utz hot chips. Now, like I said, I love hot stuff. I love hot food, love spicy. This was something that I got into more recently. Like it was around the time I got food stamps, I think. And you know, like I said, hot fries and shit, Cheetos went up to like 2 for $1. The Utz chips are like 3 for $1. So I started buying like the hot Utz chips. Man, like those are some of the hottest chips I've ever had, and they're fucking delicious. I love them. I love the Utz hot chips. I mean, they burn your mouth up, boy. You can't like. I gotta get a glass of water. Like those really push like the limits of my tongue as far as like the amount of like heat and hotness that I can take. But yeah, I love them. Number 3, spicy Doritos. I told you guys, I love spicy hot chips. I love it. I like normal Doritos, but spicy takes the cake because, like I said, I'm a spicy guy. I like spicy chips. All right. Number 4, Cheetos. Probably the only not hot chips on my list, but man, Cheetos are just so good. They're just fucking cheesy. Like my mom, she recently really got into Cheetos, and it kind of spilled over to me. Like she would send me to the store to go get her Cheetos, and then, you know, she'll half eat the bag, and then, you know, I'll eat the rest. I'm like, damn, like these are really fucking good. Like I've never, not even until recently, started appreciating like Cheetos. Like they are just fucking good. I mean, just straight cheese in your mouth. It's like you just eating a brick of fucking cheese, I swear. But yeah, last but not least, hot and spicy stacks. Now, if you guys don't know, stacks are basically like the off-brand, not off-brand, but they're Lay's versions of Pringles, and they're really fucking good, man. Like, because, and I usually go for stacks over Pringles because they're cheaper. Stacks are usually $1 and Pringles are usually $1.50. So I go for stacks, and stacks have a lot of like interesting flavors too. I won't say interesting, but they got stuff like, you know, buffalo wings, whatever. But they got one called hot and spicy. These will fucking burn your mouth up. Shit, man, it's like eating fire. But yeah. And stacks, what I like about stacks is that like their chips are thicker. They have thicker chips than Pringles. Pringles are real thin and crispy, easily crumbling hand, but the stacks, they're just thicker. And so that thickness combined with like that heat, that hot, woo, I love it, man. That's what makes it one of my favorite chips. So that's it for my favorite chips. Now I'm gonna go into my favorite cakes. Hold on, I'm getting a sip here. Woo! Okay. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta check something. Oh shit. Yeah, cause I made a little list here. Oh, here it is. Oh, I would say that, wouldn't I? Oh shit, give me a second, guys. I'm just going through my little list here. La 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 la. Okay, so my favorite cakes. Now, typically, I always try to avoid cakes and cookies and shit. Now, I know, like, I'm already eating so much candy and chips. It's like, why are you trying to avoid cakes and shit? But it's just something about it. It's like I always feel like cakes would just hook me on a different level. Like my mom loves like ice cream and shit, and seeing her just being like an ice cream queen, like it just made me want to avoid cakes. But I do have a certain fondness for them as well. I just don't indulge. I don't indulge in cakes, and well, actually, recently I've been eating them more. But definitely, like when I was just like I was always more of a candy guy than a cake guy. You know what I mean? But now, I don't know. Like I've been fucking up, man. Like my mom been buying a lot of like cookies and shit. But to the list, let's just get to the list. So my favorite cake, my favorite type of cake, cookie, whatever snack is zebra cakes. Like I said, you know, it's nostalgia. You know, there's like it has like it played a significant role in my, not a significant role, but it was just a part of my childhood. You know, like I said, you know, I would come home from school, buy batteries for my Game Boy and play Pokemon, and get a box of zebra cakes to eat a bitch in like one day. You know what I'm saying? Just sit and eat zebra cakes. So, and really, they're just fucking good. They're just good. I mean, it's like that soft, pillowy vanilla bread, that creamy inside, the vanilla and chocolate icing on the outside. I mean, it's just, oh man, like it's what I imagine like eating a vagina would be like, something like that. But yeah, they're just fucking good. All right, my second favorite cake-ish thing would have to be peanut butter cookies. And I think that is similar to why I like Reese's so much. I think peanuts and peanut butter are just fucking good in general. So I definitely prefer peanut butter cookies over like chocolate chip and stuff like that. Oh man, they have like Reese's cookies that you can buy. It comes like pre-made. Well, not pre-made, but they do have those, I'm sure. But I buy the kind where you just kind of, they're already cut into little circles and you put them in a pan and just cook it in the oven. And man, those are so fucking good. The Reese's Pieces cookies, they are delicious. I love them, god damn. But just don't cook them too long, because cookies taste awful when you burn them. So yeah, number 3 would be vanilla ice cream. Oh man, like I love ice cream because it goes in your mouth and just melts, and it's just sugar and creamy and soft and comforting. I mean, ice cream is just the ultimate comfort food. Like when I'm just like depressed, when I like, and I really do not eat a lot of ice cream. Like I told you, man, I try to stay away from the cakes and shit because I feel like that'll really blow you up. But when I get depressed, when I get really down, I go for the ice cream. You know, I walk my autistic ass to the fucking Food Lion and I buy that cheap Food Lion brand ice cream, man. And I just pig out, man. Like it's the ultimate comfort food. It is delicious. I love me some ice cream. Vanilla, not a chocolate. I don't like chocolate ice cream. Don't like strawberry. I like vanilla the most. I also like vanilla orange sherbet combination. I like the like butter pecan, butter almond, all that's good. French vanilla, stuff like that. Okay, number 4 is donuts. Classic, you know, the favorite snack of the police officer. Excuse me. Donuts, yeah, just, oh man. Donuts are so much better when you warm them up in the microwave a little bit. Because typically, when you get donuts for like a store, they're cold, kind of hard. Still good, they still taste good, but man, just throw it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds. Man, fucking delicious. Oh, not a hot donut, a warm donut is so good. I haven't really experimented much with donuts because I know they have all kinds of different flavors and fillings, but I always go for the classic donut, just simple, you know, simple donut with glaze. You know, I don't go, you know, chocolate with sprinkles and the jelly. I don't do all that shit. I just go for the classic. And last and not least on my cake list has to be oatmeal cream pies. I think they're made by Little Debbie, like they're Little Debbie brand. I'm not sure. But yeah, another snack that just goes back to my childhood. Now, I would always buy zebra cakes if I had money. But if my mom was gonna buy her cakes, she always got the oatmeal cream pies. And you know, I guess they're not great tasting, but I think it's more so just, you know, it had, you know, it was a part of my childhood, just a snack that we typically had after school. And I don't eat them much nowadays, but I always have fond memories of those oatmeal cream pies. A solid snack for sure. Now, let's do fast food. I mean, oh man, like I got like all these lists for junk food, and you guys are gonna laugh when you see my list for like healthy foods, like 5 things. But yeah, let's do my list for my favorite fast foods. Okay, number 1 is Domino's. Domino's pizza. That is my favorite fucking fast food. Man, what was I doing with my life before I discovered this shit? In fact, my first introduction to Domino's pizza was the Brooklyn style pizza at the Domino's that was down the street from the Pizza Inn in my neighborhood. I would go there, and I think like me and like 2 of my buddies, we would like split the bill and get a large Brooklyn style pizza. And Brooklyn style pizza, it's like thin crust, really greasy, big pepperoni, super cheesy. I think the thin crust, oh my god, that shit is so good. Man, Brooklyn style pizza is so good. But my favorite now is really just basic pepperoni, what do you call it? Pan-made? I think handmade, pan-made or something. Extra cheese. I might get half, like just straight pepperoni, other half either bacon or sausage. But yeah, that's my favorite pizza, man. Like Domino's, in my opinion, has the best pizza. I think Papa John's is really good too, though. Cause I remember eating another fast food pizza and being like, damn, like this is almost as good as Domino's. Might have been Papa John's, I'm not sure. But yeah, Domino's definitely has like the top spot for like my favorite fast food right now. And you know, the funny thing is, like, my mom never been a pizza eater. My mom has she's never been into pizza. But when I turned her the fuck out. Like, I let her have some of that Domino's pizza, and then she just started ordering that shit like all on her own, and then we started having a lot of Domino's in the fucking house. But yeah, man, Domino's is fucking good. I love Domino's. All right, my second favorite fast food is sesame chicken or General Tso's chicken. You know, there are different variations of it, but it's basically like the most basic Chinese food dish, where it's just like, you know, chunks of chicken covered in like this sweet sauce. I don't know exactly what it is, and it's also, you have like a side of rice. But yeah, I love that. I've got to start going more to the Chinese store and getting more sesame chicken, man. But it's not expensive, but when you're NEET, you know, you got to be cheap. Sesame chicken can run anywhere from like $4 to like $7, $8, man, depending on the time you go to the Chinese store. But yeah, I love sesame chicken. I mean, it's just that sweet chicken and the rice. But it seems like, at least the one in like the Chinese store in my neighborhood, like they always put too much sauce up there. Like it's gotta be a good balance of sauce, chicken, and rice. You know, it's never enough rice. It's always too much sauce. I gotta have like that perfect balance, man. But yeah, that's my number 2 favorite fast food. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's my alarm. It's 5 a.m. now, and that's when I typically go for a little jog around the block. But yeah, back to my list. My third favorite fast food is McDonald's chicken biscuit. I love them. Now, it used to be the sausage biscuit. You know, my mom used to always come back and get me like a sausage biscuit and a hash brown. But when I started eating those chicken biscuits, that I turned to the dark side. Like, I went from sausage to chicken, man. But I don't know what it is, but that chicken combined with that buttery, crispy McDonald biscuit bread, damn, that is a good combination. I mean, sausage biscuit is good, but I gotta give it to the chicken. Chicken biscuit is my shit. I love it. And to this day, my mom does this, man. Like, she'll get home sometimes and just straight up have like 2 chicken biscuits or 2 sausage biscuits for your boy. And I'd be like, yes, I love you, Mom. Thank you so much. That's the best. I love when Mom comes back with the chicken biscuits, bro. That is so fucking awesome. But yeah, I love me some chicken biscuits, man. My 4th favorite fast food is French fries. Very basic, but I think if you like fast food, then more than likely you adore French fries. I mean, it's like the standard fast food side dish. I don't really have a particular favorite. McDonald's of course has good fries. Hardee's okay. Burger King fries really stand out in my memory. Like, bro, I think Burger King really has some great fucking fries. But yeah, nothing too special. I think everybody likes French fries. And last but not least, tendies. Oh, NEETs in their fucking tendies. But yeah. Now, the funny thing is, when it comes to chicken tenders, I typically don't buy them from fast food places. I get mine from just grocery stores. Like at the Dollar Tree, they have like those dollar bags of like chicken tenders you can buy. Also, you can get like a big bag of chicken tenders from grocery stores. Man, you make some chicken tenders with a side of fries, some barbecue sauce. Oh man, like that is one of my favorite meals. Like that's a go-to. Chicken tenders, fries with barbecue sauce. I know some people like honey mustard. Never been a mustard guy. I'm not even on the ketchup shit no more, but barbecue sauce, man, that is my shit with chicken tenders. And I gotta say, like, I've experimented with a lot of chicken tenders. Like, as far as like store-bought chicken tenders, the best I've had so far have been the Purdue chicken tenders. Those are fucking good, my man. Damn. Purdue chicken, those are the best store-bought chicken tenders I've ever had. Like, they're like, because some are like are too crispy, like not, but just too crunchy, like too much bread, and the meat has no taste. But Purdue just has this perfect consistency of just like they are like the breaded portion is almost fluffy, but it's still crispy, but it's like a thin layer of just crispy bread, and the meat has a subtle taste of of chicken. Oh man, I love it. But if you buy any store-bought chicken tenders, it's gotta be Purdue. Those are my favorite thus far. So that was my list of my favorite unhealthy junk foods. Next, I'm gonna do a list of my favorite healthy foods, and it's gonna be a very short segment. Let me tell you. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my favorite healthy foods. It's going to be a pretty short list, but here we go. Now, first, I'm going to do a list for my favorite fruits. Excuse me. Okay, first on the list are bananas. Now, bananas aren't really my favorite fruit, but they're cheap and they're good. Now you gotta make sure you gotta buy them at the right time, because when they're really green, then they're not close to being ripe. They're unripe, and they don't have that sweet taste that really makes it worth it. But then you don't want it when they're like brown. They got brown spots and black spots, black marks all over, because that shows that, you know, they're becoming too ripe and close to rotten. I cannot eat like, and this is just really just some first world petty shit. I mean, I disgust myself, but if I peel a banana and I see like that little brown shit, I gotta like take that part off. I gotta like take that part off and toss it. I just whoop, and toss the shit. I cannot eat like the brown rotten part. It's gotta be like just solid yellow, just good, just the goodness. But yeah, bananas are good, but bananas are probably the best fruit because they're so cheap. I mean, but the reason why bananas are cheap is because they get rotten so fast. Like, bananas age extremely fast. I think that's why they're so cheap. But, you know, just make sure you buy enough. Like, my mom, man, my mom, cause she loves a deal. You know how moms are. Like, they're all about coupons and savings and shit like that. So she'll buy way too many bananas, and half of them end up going bad before we even get to them. So even though bananas are cheap, you gotta make sure you buy just enough that you're gonna eat at that time. Or you can buy them when they're greenish, so that you know they'll kind of can sit around a little bit longer, so that when you're ready to eat them, you know, you can wait a bit, and then they'll start ripening over time. But yeah, I like bananas because they're good and cheap, but they're not my favorite fruit, really. My favorite fruit is grapes. I love grapes. I mean, grapes, as far as fruit, is probably the closest thing to candy that you're gonna get. Grapes are like really sweet. They're bite-sized. They come in different flavors. You got the white grapes, the sour grapes, the seedless grapes. Those big grapes, they're like the size of golf balls with the seeds in them. Man, yeah, grapes just really sweet. Definitely my favorite fruit, but they're kind of expensive. Not expensive, but if you want to get a decent sized bag, you're spending at least like $2 and some change. And you know, when you're a junk food addict like me, $2, that's like 2 bags of junk food, or like a big bag of like Twizzlers and shit. So, but yeah, grapes are definitely my favorite fruit. Just, you know, can be a little bit too expensive for my cheap ass. Number 3, you can never go wrong with the classic apple. I mean, I don't have much to say here. I think everybody, you know, I don't care how much of a degenerate junk food soda drinking Jabba the Hutt motherfucker you are. I think everybody can appreciate the taste of a nice fresh apple. Now, some are definitely better than others. All apples are not made the same. Some have a very dull taste to them, but man, when they're really sweet and just soft, and oh god, apples can be very delicious. With some peanut butter too. Woo, boy. Apple a day. But yeah, my 4th favorite is mangoes. Mangoes, really fucking sweet. Love mangoes. They're sweet. They're only about 69 cents at the store around here. So sometimes $1, I guess, depending on the season. But yeah, mangoes, really sweet, very delicious. Love them. And lastly, kiwis. Kiwis are another very good fruit, because not only are they sweet, they're also very sour. You know, they're like a very sour fruit. It's a very unique taste, really out of the ordinary. Yeah, just a really nice fruit when you want something different. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for my favorite fruits. Now my favorite vegetables. well, not necessarily just vegetables, because I see nuts on this list too. Man, I really need to get more into health food. But yeah, carrots. Now, I don't like the taste of carrots per se, but like bananas, they're inexpensive. You can get a lot for little money. And it's just a way to kind of just cram some health food into your mouth. Just you know, crunch on some carrots while I'm doing some other shit. You know, just to put some healthy stuff in my body. Next are beans. You know, like string beans. You got green beans. You got lima beans. You got all kinds of beans. I like string beans because, you know, you can sprinkle a little salt on it, eat it with a side of like chicken or something. It's a nice healthy side, easy way to get some greens into your diet. Yeah, I definitely fuck with string beans. Next is kale. Dragon Ball Super. Yeah. But yeah, kale. Wafu material. But yeah, kale. Again, I don't like the taste of it, but I've read nothing but good things about kale. If you got to put some greens into your system, kale is definitely the way to go. Whenever I just say, man, I'm trying to be healthy this week or today or whatever, I go for the kale. If not green beans. Okay, next is corn. Now corn is kind of iffy because I think I read once, like, cause you ever notice that sometimes you see like corn in your shit? I read that it's because our bodies aren't able to properly digest corn, but corn is pretty damn good. Corn on the cob, especially like sweet corn. But then you're just scratching that sweet tooth, really. But yeah, corn is definitely one of my more favorite vegetables because it actually has like a taste that I can get down with. But yeah. Last but not least, nuts. Now I'm pretty sure nuts aren't a vegetable, but it's probably the most healthy thing I can think of other than like bullshit that I really don't like. But I hear peanuts are actually pretty damn healthy at least as far as like a snack, like a healthy snack. Peanuts are the way to go. And they have a lot of protein in it. You know, I've been working out more lately. I've been trying to get more protein. Peanuts are a very good source of protein. I hear they give you good energy too. So yeah, nuts, eat them. Yeah. So that's about it as far as my list for favorite foods, etc. Next, I'm going to just give some general health tips that I've picked up along the way in my journey of trying to be a healthier NEET. Stay tuned. That's coming up next. I'm just gonna, take a little piss or something. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys just some general health tips on, to just help you be a healthier, needs to have more longevity, if you want to live long. So, here we go. So here are Chad Marco's health tips. All right, number 1, sugar is bad. Sugar is just I can't even just from everything I've read about it, sugar is the fucking devil, man. And it's crazy because it hides behind this veil of sweet treats, colorful mascots, colorful candies, bright cakes and sweets and when you think of candy, you just think of children, birthday parties, fun and games, rainbows and shit. You know what I mean? But sugar has, just the more I read about it, the more research that's done, sugar is like the cocaine of food, man. No joke. I mean, it's believed to be like the main culprit of the increased rates of like obesity all across the world, man. It's the sugar. I mean, let's face it, I love candy, I love cakes, I love all this shit, but sugar is really not good for us. Everything is kind of pointing in that direction. So that's why my goal personally this year is to really limit my sugar intake. That's my focus. Just kind of cut down the sugar significantly, because I've always had a sweet tooth, and you know, I kind of want to preserve my teeth and shit. So yeah, man, watch out for the sugar. I mean, of course, all things in moderation. Not saying you never got to eat it again, of course, but that's definitely where I'm at. I mean, just the shit I'm reading about sugar, man, like, it is no joke. You really want to limit that. I mean, it's basically like Coke, man, no joke. And but the good news is that I read that the sugars in like fruits and stuff are like totally different than like the processed refined sugars and like cereals and candies. It's like something about like it's like natural occurring sugar, and like the combination of like the fibers and stuff. So if you must have sugar, it's better to get it from fruits and stuff of that nature. Yeah, but yeah, sugar is the fucking devil, man. It's crazy. Okay, next, drink a lot of water. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. I believe the human body is like 40 to 60% water. I mean, we're basically water-based creatures. Even Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z, he doesn't eat food, just drinks water. I mean, if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what does. But yeah, I've been drinking a lot. I've really been on the water thing, man. Out of all the changes to my diet that I've made, switching over from juice to water has definitely been the easiest. That was the easiest change that I ever made. And the good thing is, I've never been a soda drinker. I've never been into sodas. I hear sodas. I mean, man. I mean, you look at that fucking the nutrition panel on the back of sodas, man. Like, some of those sodas have like 3 days worth of sugar in. Like, one can has like 2 or 3 days worth of sugar in them. It is insane. I'm so glad I never got on that soda wave, man. Like, the only soda I ever really liked was Dr. Pepper. That's the only soda I really fuck with. Like, even now, you know, every now and then I go and get me a diet. Just pick up a diet Dr. Pepper here and there. But other than that, I don't fuck with sodas at all. I try to stay away from juice, but you know, I got that sweet tooth. But generally, I would say like at least 80 to 85% of the fluid that I drink is definitely water. So that was an easy change for me to make. So, you know, and that's what I would recommend. Like, if you're just starting out trying to change your diet around, that's the easiest one to make. Switching over from juices and sodas to water, definitely easy. Yeah, drink water, man. Be the water boy. But yeah, also I hear that green tea is very good for you. I hear green tea has all these benefits. As far as, you know, boosting energy, mental clarity, something about antioxidants. So I've been brewing tea lately. And I've been recently buying, Pure Leaf green tea. It tastes like ass. I'm not even gonna lie. It tastes like ass, but you know, just any little thing to make me feel less like shit. You know what I mean? If I gotta eat shit not to feel like shit, then fuck it, let's go. They also have a lot of 0-calorie beverages, like sparkling water, that kind of have like the same, like kind of tastes like a soda, but it's 0 calories. But a lot of these have like the fake sugars in it, like aspartame or whatever. But fuck it, man. If you gotta drink something sweet, I would go for the many 0-calorie drinks there are available. A lot of them are really fucking good. Yeah. Okay, my next tip is fasting. Now, this is something that's kind of, I wouldn't say it's new, but I'm seeing more of. As you know, I go on 4chan a lot, and I go to the Fit board. And I remember when I first initially started going to Fit, like any talk of like starvation, not eating, going days without eating, or even fasting was looked down upon. It was always this sort of belief that, if you didn't eat for a long period of time, your body would go into quote unquote starvation mode and would retain fats and blubber and all that shit to protect itself. And I bought into it. I did. But there's all this, but now it's like fasting is the new craze. Like now there are like daily fasting threads on Fit, and on YouTube there are these new videos by like doctors and stuff, basically promoting fasting and talking about the benefits of it. There's this brother who just passed away. I think his name was Dick Gregory. I looked at a couple, like he's this real like spooked out old black dude, but some of the stuff he says makes a lot of sense, and especially the stuff he says about diet. Even he said good things about fasting, like water fasting and stuff. And the basic idea behind it is that when you don't eat, instead of eat, like when your body, instead of using the stuff that you eat as fuel, it begins to consume like fat, basically, like your stored fat. So it's believed now that fasting is a more efficient way of losing weight, because your body switches from using the food that you eat as energy and fuel, and uses your stored body fat. And not only that, if they're also any type of impurities or whatever that are floating around in your body, like your body would start eating like the bullshit that's in your body, like not just the food, but just any extra nonsense that's floating around in your system. Your body will consume that for fuel. So now it's believed that fasting has a cleansing effect on the body. And I'm no doctor, do your own research and shit like that, but I'm seeing like so many people nowadays really get behind fasting, and even I'm trying out here and there, have really, because it is tough. It is tough going an entire day without eating. I just did a 24-hour fast last Saturday, I think, or Friday or Saturday. But the crazy thing, and the crazy thing is, like, you would think like you get exhausted, because it's this whole ideology like you gotta have breakfast, you gotta have 3 square meals, you're not gonna. It's bullshit. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's bullshit, bro. Like, a lot of that shit, I believe, is just mental. It's mental, because you want to eat because it tastes good. It feels good to just sit there and eat, whether it's junk food or healthy food. It just feels good to just sit there and eat. But you just, in my own experience, man, like you will find the energy to do what the fuck you got. I mean, I wasn't just sitting, I was working out, I was making beats, I was recording, I was on a fucking roll that day, and I ain't shit. So it's like where's the idea that you gotta have breakfast and all this shit coming from? I mean, I'm sure you gotta eat. I'm not saying you never eat, but I think that it's something that we need to we gotta look back into, like just the way that we eat. Like, are we supposed to be really eating the way that we do, as much as we do? And I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast. He has a really great podcast. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it, and he talks about fitness and diet a lot there. on his podcast, and he was talking about fasting, and he's gotten into it recently as well. And he talked about how, you know, back when we were, say, cavemen, or like, because it all makes sense when you think of it. And he kind of broke it down like this. He said, like, when we were like cavemen or nomadic, you know, it wasn't guaranteed that we would have a meal every day. You know, we would hunt. You know, theoretically, we would hunt. You know, have a big meal for the clan for maybe a day or 3 days to a week. But it was highly likely that we would go several days without eating. And so, you know, after we eat, we would store fat. And that fat would be used for fuel for the next couple of days or even weeks if we wouldn't have food or less food, so that we would have energy to do daily tasks, you know, hunt for food, etc., etc. So when you really think about it, it makes sense that fasting would be beneficial to your health, because it seems like a more natural way for us to consume food, because that's how we would have been consuming food earlier on in our development and evolution. Because even though times have changed, food is more abundant, our bodies are still pretty much the same. So I'm thinking that's why so many people are storing so much fat. It's because, you know, we just eat constantly. We eat around the clock. You think about it, man. You know, I mean, just breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between, sleep, same thing. So it's like, where does your body even have time to, you know, process all the shit that you have inside of you? And I don't think that you have to necessarily fast or starve yourself to lose weight, but because you can certainly lose weight just lowering your calorie intake. But I think fasting kind of expedites the process, because it puts your body in a totally different mode. But like I said, do the research. It's definitely interesting as hell. It's something that I'm going to start trying out this year, just fasting here and there, intermediate fasting, which is like, you know, 12 to 14 hour fasting, stuff like that, you know, just kind of, you know, light fasting, just to kind of see, you know, what kind of effects it has on my body and my health. But yeah, fasting, check it out, man. So next, vitamins. I've been into vitamins lately. You know, the B12s, fish oil pills, St. John's warts. Oh, is that what they call it? St. John's wort? Was it wart? I don't know. What the fuck? Calcium, all that. Excuse me. And I gotta be perfectly honest, because I'm on this never-ending mission to not feel like shit, right? So of course I would go down the path of taking vitamins in an effort to be healthier and whatever. But I've been taking more vitamins. I mean, lately I haven't been as consistent, to be honest. But there was a nice like patch of last year where I was taking vitamins daily, like multivitamins for men, calcium, fish oil, B12, B this, B that. And I didn't really notice any improvement in my general well-being. It's kind of disappointing looking back on it, but I'm not gonna give up. It's just I saw this great documentary that was kind of it was about the importance of vitamins. And this guy did research on athletes, and it was like, why are these athletes like dying in like their 50s and 60s and shit? And I mean, and you would think like, you know, because these guys live most of their life like in optimal health and fitness, so why are they dying so young? And the conclusion that he came to was that when you work out a lot and sweat a lot and exert a lot of energy, you lose vital minerals. And so his theory is basically that is that a lot of athletes don't have the proper vitamin replacement. You know, they sweat out and exercise and just work out all of their vital nutrients and don't properly replace them with vitamins. And you know, it kind of made sense to me. So that's kind of what pushed me to gotta get more into vitamins. But you know, maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Maybe vitamins aren't something that you just get that immediate effect, just that immediate, you know, it's not like popping a fucking benzo or something where you just get high immediately. You know, I think vitamins are probably just better for the long term, just longevity. So I'm not going to give up on vitamins just because I'm not just suddenly, you know, not depressed or whatever. And I plan on experimenting with more vitamins and more wide variety, especially with anxiety reducing, like herbal vitamins and stuff like that. I'm gonna get into that this year. So yeah, maybe some of you guys know more about vitamins or things like of that nature. So just let me know in the comments. But that's something I definitely recommend, just because it just makes sense to just take vitamins. You know, it just makes sense. And I feel like I haven't fully explored that you know, the possibilities of vitamins. I kind of just took like a couple, like more around like, you know, a general multivitamin and maybe like 6 or 7 other ones, but there's so many different ones. So I just want to keep experimenting and seeing like if anything kind of has any more of an immediate effect on my well-being. But yeah, vitamins. Okay, and this is some crazy shit, but you know, it's like I saw an interview with YG. He's a rapper, and he said like, cause he kind of changed his diet up to being like a vegan for, you know, just kind of, you know, as people kind of test out being vegan, and they were asking him why he did it, and he was like, I was asking around like, what's up with all this cancer, like. Because I guess a lot of people around here were being diagnosed with cancer. And he was like, people were coming back to him like, bruh, it's the food. Like, it's the food that we're eating, bruh. Like, it's giving people cancer. And I was like, wow. Because it's like, you know, I'm sitting here thinking I'm safe because I'm not smoking cigarettes. But, you know, if cigarettes give you cancer, like, why not other shit? Why not the food, all this processed foods and this crazy shit we put in our bodies? And it's like all these cancer all these people being diagnosed with cancer and shit. Like, it's a trend, man. Like I don't know for sure, but it's one of those things that we just gotta be careful of, man. Like, don't think you're safe just because you don't do this or do that. Like, even the foods that we eat might be giving us cancer and shit. So that's just another thing that's kind of motivating me to kind of change up my diet, man, because that's really not something I want to deal with. And you know me, I'm the type of person, man, where I'm always listening and peeping game, and I connect dots. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and if you don't know YG is like a blooded out gang rapper, and it's like for him to like learn something, like for him to open his mind and ears to something like that, it's like we all gotta really start paying attention, man. And it's like not just him. I'm watching a fucking Game Informer Let's Play, and one of the guys, they you know, just paying attention to like his dialogue while he's playing games, you can tell that he's kind of a health nut. And even he said the same shit, like it's the carbohydrates and the sugars and shit that's giving people cancer and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I'm just connecting the dots, like YG, Tim Curry. Like, I'm hearing this shit from so many different sources. It's got me scratching my head, like, man, I gotta look into this, man. But it ain't no joke, man. Like, we definitely gotta be more careful about the stuff that we eat, man. I mean, and personally, I would not be surprised if all this fast food, processed foods, candies, and meats and shit is making us sick, man. No joke. Because, I mean, just look at the pharmaceutical companies and the fucking poison they're allowed to sell and prescribe people legally. You know, people are fucking dying. I mean, Lil Peep recently died of like fucking prescription medications, Xanax and shit. Even though I think that was like laced with some other shit, but still, like, a lot of people are overdosing with prescription medications and shit, man. Like, so I wouldn't be surprised if the food is killing us as well. So yeah, just gotta be careful, man. But all that being said, it's like, I mean, let's be honest, man. Vegetables are fucking lame. Vegetables are fucking boring. I mean, you feel better eating it. I mean, just like on a conscious level, just knowing that you're treating your body better. But it's like, how do you incorporate these things into your life? And that's been part of the struggle for me. So I have like little interesting ways of incorporating healthy food into my diet. Like, just for example, I like watching anime. So what I'll do is I might grab, you know, instead of grabbing some candy or some chips or whatever, I grab, you know, some carrots or, you know, a can of peas or whatever, some greens, some peanuts and shit. And, you know, I'll just, you know, eat vegetables or healthy food while I'm watching anime. It's like, all right, I'm already, you know, arguably wasting my time watching these fucking Japanese cartoons. So the least I can do is eat healthy while I watch. You know, it's kind of give and take. If I'm gonna watch the anime, then I'll eat something healthy while I do it. You know, or, you know, I like to work out. So sometimes, but I hate eating, you know, vegetables and shit. So what I'll do is while I work out, I get like a bowl of kale or vegetables and just place it like in whatever room I'm working out in. And while I'm working out, I might just grab some shit, just throw it in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Sip some water. Cause I'm already in that mode of like working out and moving around, thinking healthy and shit. So that's just another way that I try to incorporate healthy food into my diet. Just you gotta be somewhat strategic about it, because you're trying to make a shift towards being healthier. So you got to try to just be clever about how you kind of fit it. You know, anything that's boring, you know, like a boring car ride or whatever, you know, just take something healthy with you just to kind of, or like if you're going on a long walk, night walk, you know, take some fucking carrots or something with it. Just something you can eat easily on the way, you know. But yeah, just got to be clever about it, man, because I know, man, it's fucking boring. That shit just, a lot of it just tastes like eating fucking cardboard, dirt, tree bark, plants, grass and shit. So, yeah, but, you know, I'm still, like I said, I'm still in the process myself of just trying to be healthier. So if any of you guys are also on a journey of trying to be healthier, eat healthier, you know, just give me any type of tips, leave any comment, any type of advice, for me and other guys, and I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, that is it for this episode of How to Be a NEET. Had a great time talking about food with you guys. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The final segment is coming up next, where I read a 4chan post, but also read some comments. That's coming right up. I'll be right back, guys. See you. Okay, so it's about that time for me to get the fuck out of here. But before I do that, gotta have a couple things first. First of all, let's do the 4chan post of the day. Yeah, so now this is funny because, all right, it's a picture of like two girls like trying to hide their laughter. And the thread basically says, "Hey Anon, Tiffany says she likes you." And then under that is, Stacy, no. And oh man, like the funny thing is, like I've experienced that. That shit happened to me in school at least like 2 or 3 times, But of course, as a robot, I immediately just assumed they were playing a joke on me. I did not take the bait. I mean, I could even see the girl, like no joke. Like like I could see the other girl like doing the exact same thing as the thread says. Like don't tell that boy that. Don't say. Oh man, in fact, I remember it vividly. It was lunchtime. I had my head down on the table, and the girl came up and she said the line, "Hey, she likes you." And then I look up and I look past her, and then I see the girl kind of doing the no, and then I just like without even really reacting, I go right back to my position of just back to sleep, head on the table. But my question is, because so many other guys have had that same, what the fuck is that? Why do bitches do that? What is the purpose of that shit? If there are any girls watching this, I highly doubt it. Can you please let us know what is the, after I record this episode, I'm gonna go to fucking R9K and ask, like, what the fuck? What is the purpose of that shit? Like, is it just to be cruel? Is it just to be mean? I can definitely understand it as a joke, like playing a joke on your girlfriend, right? Like I'm gonna tell this ugly boy that you like him, and then he's gonna get excited and try to hit on you and make you uncomfortable. I mean, that's a pretty good prank. I mean, as a prank, I can definitely see it, but you know, on some level, I also think, now probably unlikely, but it's a possibility that the girl saying it might be interesting. I know. I know it's wishful thinking, but it's like, why? Like, if it's not a prank, if it's not to make the girl, her girlfriend feel worse, if it's not to make you feel bad, you know, then maybe there's a 1 to 5% chance that she might be interested in you herself. It kind of reminds me of Helga in Hey Arnold, where she's an asshole. She treats him like shit. She's mean to Arnold all the time, but it's really just a facade to cover up the fact that she really likes him. And sometimes girls can be kind of sideways about displaying their affection. So little jokes like that really just may mean that the girl's saying it. Maybe she's the one that really likes you. I don't know. Small chance, but just a thought. But I seriously doubt it. More than likely, it's just a cruel prank to make someone feel bad. And fuck those bitches and whores. Next, I'm going to read some comments. So yeah, stay tuned for that, people. I'll be right back. Okay, so before I go, I have to read some of you guys' comments. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into that. So, Mom J says, and this was in response to my Little Black Dick song. He said, "Have you tried joking? Since you have a lot of time on your hands, might as well try for a year or two. Make sure to do it safely and to not lose all feeling in your dick, though." Man, and this is the funny thing, man. I never knew I had a small dick until recently, like maybe like a few years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Now, I grew up watching a lot of porn, so I always knew, like, all right, I don't have a big dick, but I never thought I had a small dick. I always just thought I was average. Then I measured it and I was like, problem. And then I really started looking at my dick like, I was like, it's short. There's no girth. I have a small dick. It was like the worst time to realize it. Now, generally, I'm good at dealing with my insecurities, but I gotta say, it did kind of hit me pretty hard. And the funny thing is that I realized it so late in life, like, I have a small dick. You know, because I guess in some way, you know, in the back of my head, I never truly gave up on the idea that I may one day have sex. You know, I always figured one day I could maybe have a healthy sex life if I maybe got my shit together. And when I realized I had a small dick, it was like, damn, like, even if I do get a girl, you know, I won't be able to please her. I'm gonna be a joke in the fucking bedroom. So it really hit me, and for a while I had to kind of reconfigure like what little self-esteem that I had, because, you know, like, any prospect of ever possibly having a fulfilling sex life was pretty much thrown away. You know, as much as I like to kind of gloat about, you know, getting over that feel with no girlfriend and being okay being a virgin and all that, you know, in some way I always just felt like I could possibly, you know, at least the option was always there. You know, I could always just get my shit together, get a girl, and have a normal sex life. And then when I realized I had a small dick, I was like, damn, whoa. So I started doing all this research and this and that. I mean, I'm kind of ranting now. I mean, I'm gonna, man, I think I'm gonna save the little dick talk for the subtopic on the next episode. But to put it simply, at this point, I've gotten over that insecurity. I'm fine with it, you know. Making a song about it and writing my feels about it was very therapeutic. You know, and to be honest, like, all kind of procedures for like male insecurities, like height and dick size, like, none of that shit is safe. Like, all that shit is super invasive, super dangerous. You know, I've just decided to just learn to live with this. So I'm not really interested in joking or penis extension surgeries. I'm just gonna be a small dick nigga. I mean, I just said that I'm a small dick nigga. I'm with the small dick clique. You know, I'm gonna have to do hopefully I can do a feature with Ugly God someday, because he's also a rapper who's very open about having a small penis. So, you know, guys like that kind of gave me hope during my time of darkness. So I've pretty much gotten over it. I've accepted it. I'm a small dick nigga. And really, you know, and it's one of those things that really only matter if you're having sex. I mean, whether or not I'm ever gonna have sex is still up for debate. I mean, at this point, it's not looking good for me and the possibility of ever entering a vagina. So I've kind of just put my penis insecurity to the side. I may never have sex anyway, so what's the point in feeling bad about it, you know? It's big enough to jerk off, so that's all I need right now. But thanks for the advice, my MJ? Mo MJ? I don't know. All right, next. So Dimitri said, I just found your channel and have listened to all the songs and seen all the parts of this podcast. Even though I'm not a NEET, I socially pretty much am on the same level with most other NEETs. Please post more to this series, bro. Like, I'm actually improving as a person listening to these. What the fuck? And have been seeing positive response in my life, dude. And oh man, Dimitri, I love you. You know, comments like that just make me just let me know that, you know, this shit is bigger than me. Like, I can't stop now. I gotta keep going. Like, this, like, stuff like that is very motivating, and I'm so glad that you're finding some type of value out of like my podcast and music and shit, because, and that's really, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, like, that's really what I aim to do. Like, even as a NEET, like, I've gained so much wisdom. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I haven't just been sitting around jacking off and watching anime. Look, I like being a NEET. I like having a comfortable life, but I don't like feeling like shit. So I have a tendency to seek out self-improvement sources of self-improvement, whether it be books, videos, whatever. And a lot of those little tidbits of wisdom I share with you guys in my podcast. But the best advice I can give is to definitely look outside of my little half-ass podcast. There's so many just greats. There's a whole oh man, there's just so much information out there to just help you just not feel like shit. And that's definitely the path I'm on now. I do not like feeling like shit. That's why I'm able to kind of give these little nuggets of knowledge and wisdom in my podcast, because I've been doing the research myself. I'm just trying to, just maximize life efficiency and just feeling good, man. But yeah, I'm so glad that you have gotten that kind of value out of my podcast. That has been one of my aims. I do a lot of this just for fun, but it's also because, just really trying to be at least somewhat informative. I'm definitely not someone who's too knowledgeable on a lot of different subjects, but I know, bits and pieces here and there. And I just want to share that with you guys. And I'm definitely going to continue the series. Try to get these out a lot faster, And I was gonna mention this in the beginning of the episode, but if you guys notice, right in the beginning of the year, I wasn't uploading a lot. And that's because how everybody has a New Year's resolution? I feel like it's bad luck to just try to start on January 1st. I'm gonna do this and that. So I did the opposite. When the new year came around, I went full degenerate. I went backwards. I was like, I'm gonna just do all the degenerate shit. I did so many unforgivable things. But that's why I haven't been uploading and creating a lot of how to be a NEET shit. But now I'm back on the ball, and I'm gonna try to get these out a lot faster. And I'm glad you're enjoying these. Dimitri, next comment, please. Hi, I'm Toxic said, I connect with this shit so hard. LMAO. Hit me with some more NEET life though. And he said that to the Dinner with the Folks song. If you don't know, I made that song for the R9K mixtape cover contest winner. That was the field that he wanted me to cover. And it's funny because right when I started working on that song, because I don't have a lot of family dinners, but right around the time I made that song, my grandmom had died. My grandmother had died, and I went to her funeral. And after the funeral, we had a little dinner, and I had the exact experience of just meeting all your relatives, and everybody like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm great. So what are you doing? I'm great. So it was perfect timing. Rest in peace, grandma. But man, it was really perfect. But he also says, hit me with some more NEET life. People love this fucking podcast. This was more meant to be a side thing alongside the music, but it seems like, I'm a pretty good fucking podcaster. So yeah, I'm gonna start going really hard on this podcast shit, man. Thank you for the motivation. Past Midnight says, what's the mic you use for recording? I use $100 USB condenser mic. Just type in USB mic. I think in one of my episodes of How to Be a NEET, I do a tour of my room, and you should be able to see it there. But I'll try to post a picture of it here if I can. But I'm sure they're on Amazon, probably cheaper than when I got it. But yeah, this is probably just your run of the mill this is like the bare minimum mic. Like it's not nothing special, but it's not a shitty mic either. It's like probably the bare, like if you're cheap, you want to be cheap, and you're just gonna do like standard, just some standard music or podcasting, whatever. This will work. It's decent, but I definitely want to upgrade because I've been using this for too long. It's time to get an upgrade. Swoony said, "Hey Chad, just want you to know that your mixtape is amazing. Had me laughing, feeling, and everything in between. You really nailed it. 10 out of 10. Very eagerly awaiting volume 9002. Thank you, Swoonies. I really appreciate the compliment. With the mixtape, that was exactly what I was aiming for. Just a wide variety of. I didn't want to be too depressing. I didn't want every song to be just depressing and filthy. I wanted to have fun with it. That's why I had tracks like Anonymous and Famous and Trap House. But I also wanted to really, just tap into those feels, because I like a lot of this shit, like I'm not just rapping about, like this shit like I really can relate to and experience myself. And I think that's why I was able to kind of, hit the nail on the head the way that I did with a lot of those songs, because I really know what it's like, as far as like, Life is NEET, That Feel With No Girlfriend, etc. So that's what made it such an interesting mixtape. They had just those different kind of vibes. Like it was funny sometimes, but at other times it was just real feels, man. Like some real, don't wanna die, don't wanna live. Like that was some real shit. Thank you, man. And of course, I'm working on volume 9002 right now. Got about 3 or 4 songs done for it already, and with this one expected to be done a lot faster. Last year I was really lazy, I was chilling, I wasn't really motivated, but I've gotten so much good feedback from this shit. Like now I just feel obligated to just keep it going and do an even better job. Like I just want to take everything to the next level. So definitely look out for the next one. It's going to be a lot faster than the first one. Thank you for those kind words. Truly, Swoonies. Candy Slut said, I believe night walks to be so effective because it removes the most annoying thing during the day to a tolerable number. Other people. Ain't that the fucking truth? I don't mind a few passerby, but living in an urban environment during the day, it is just obnoxious how many people there are. Maybe this urban burnout causes most robots to want to move to more remote areas if they accumulate enough wealth. Also, Emancipator is best artist for night walks. I wonder what that is. But yeah, like I said in the Nightwalk video, like that's the best. It's just, you get to enjoy the fresh air without feeling like the eyeballs on you and shit like that. I mean, maybe we're just overly self-conscious. That's also something I'm working on, but it's really hard to just kill that part of you that's worried about people looking at you. And there are more people outside, there are girls outside. You may run into a girl and get nervous, or you may see like some thug and get nervous. But at night, it's just you and nature, the fresh, cool air, the beautiful stars and the moon. It's just so peaceful. You get to enjoy nature and the beauty of the night sky all alone without worrying about people looking at you or somebody fucking with you or some shit like that. Although it can be pretty dangerous at night. But yeah, hold on. Dude, he said maybe this urban burnout causes more robots to want to move to more remote areas if they accumulate enough. But dude, like my dream in life is to make enough money so I can buy a cabin in the woods. That is my dream. Like that has been my ultimate dream, just to have a cabin in the woods, like some real creepy shit. I want to live like I'm in fucking Evil Dead every day. I want to live in a cabin in the woods, just smoke weed, make music, and do like horror game let's plays. That's my dream in life, just to live in a fucking cabin. But thank you for that comment, Candy Slut. What a name, Candy Slut. Snowy Does says, God damn, this is good. Please put this on Spotify. He's talking about the Robot Music mixtape, and I do agree, it is pretty decent. And dude, I've just recently, because the thing about Spotify and iTunes and shit, you can't, it's not like YouTube and SoundCloud where you just make an account and upload your stuff. You got to go through like different channels, and you got to get like a distributor to get your music up there. But like I said, man, like I'm trying to take this shit to the next level, so I just did that. So now I just started putting songs on, like now I'm just kind of testing it out. But I got a few songs on like Spotify and iTunes right now. So, and I'm gonna post some links to that all over the place or whatever. Right now I'm just kind of just testing the water, just putting my feet in the water, just kind of see what I can do with that. But yeah, just recently I have gotten my music on Spotify and a couple other places, just a few songs here and there. But yeah, look out for that, because I'm going down that road now. Spotify, I'm taking over, man. Yeah, but yeah, I appreciate that. Video Conversation account says, I've been living off selling my game collection and electronics since 2011. My Neo Geo kart collection is gone, as well as my Sega, Saturn, and most of my Genesis games. But the memories remain. Now I'm all digital on Xbox One 360, so my new collection will never be sold. Yeah, I mentioned in the money episode of How to Be a NEET that selling some of your old stuff is a good way to get some cash, and you can buy like, and you can recycle that. You can kind of keep that in rotation for a while. But I definitely bled my game collection dry, man. Luckily I've had anime to kind of, because recently I have been playing a lot of video games. I've been watching more anime lately, and anime is basically free, and so that was pretty much a good replacement. But I do want to get back into gaming. I'm thinking about getting like a PS2 even, or a PS3, doing like some Let's Plays and shit. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, just let me know. That's something I'm trying to do. Even though I know that market is way oversaturated. Still, it's just something I want to do, because, if I'm gonna play games anyway, I might as well do it in a way that I can share it with you guys. I love just having something that I can share with people. That's my thing. So yeah, thanks for the comment, Video Conversation account. I don't think I'm anywhere close to getting an Xbox One or anything, though. Broke as hell. Excuse me. Damn. My throat giving out. Okay. Voldemort, this is a long comment. Voldemort Henry. Damn, I don't know how to say this shit. Voldemort Henriksen says, I don't want to do the thing where something is either good or bad, but just a word of caution here. I was a stoner NEET for a long time. It was great in the beginning, but over time I started enjoying it less and less, and it actually started making me extremely anxious. I also have to say it's bullshit when people say you can't become addicted. I know many people, myself included, who were. Quitting cigarettes was easier, honestly. Now I quit weed 1 year ago, and now I'm back in school, so I guess I don't really classify as a NEET anymore, but still think most NEETs would be happier learning or improving at whatever they are interested in compared to doing drugs. In the end, you can't escape reality anyways unless you plan on staying high until you die. Now that is definitely an interesting perspective. Now, I'm definitely not a fucking, just blaze it, dude, stone to the bone kind of guy. I like smoking weed, but I'm not to the point of having fucking Bob Marley posters and shit in my room. To me, it's just something I like to do. I wouldn't even consider myself a stoner. I have a very low tolerance for weed. I can hit a blunt or a joint like 2 or 3 times and I'm good. But yeah, I've never really had a problem with marijuana addiction. Like, now I know people can be addicted to it because I know people that smoke weed and they're way more into it than I am. They get way more stressed out about not having it than I do. They gotta have the potent, loud, the sour, the perp. Gotta have the good shit. Don't even like smoking like regular weed anymore. But that's just not me. And I kind of contribute that to my life as a NEET, where, you know, I started smoking weed when I was like on the tail end of high school, when I actually was, you know, hanging out with people. And when I became more isolated, I wasn't able to get my hands on marijuana anymore. And so I was kind of forced to kind of learn how to deal with being sober after learning after experiencing the glory of being high as a kite, and, you know, the fun that comes with that. And I think having that long period of time where I wasn't able to smoke weed, you know, I think it was beneficial because, you know, I still smoke weed to this day, but I never feel stressed out when I don't have it. Like, even now, I ain't gonna lie, I would like a smoke, but I haven't smoked in about probably like 2 weeks or so, and I haven't been smoking a lot. Like, I go sometimes like weeks without smoking weed. But yeah, maybe it just sounds like I'm making excuses, but I definitely wouldn't put myself in the category of being addicted to weed. I think maybe I'm just lucky in that regard, but I think it's also because I also relate to the sort of anxiousness of the anxiety that smoking weed gives you. I experienced that as well, and man, that shit can be a trip. Even in one of my songs, I said like, you know, the fear is half the fun, and that's true. Weed is fun. It gets you high. Food is better. Music is better. Everything kind of hits you in a different way. But that initial high can be a little overwhelming. But the thing to remember is it's not just you. Even like stoners go through that same shit. I remember watching Wiz Khalifa in a video. This was like early on when he was on the rise, and somebody brought him some dank weed, and he hit that shit, and he said, like, you can tell it hit him hard, and he said, well, it's fine. It's good to be uncomfortably high sometimes. And when he said that, like, I just started bugging because, like, I was like, even fucking Wiz Khalifa, you know, has like those little anxiety attacks from smoking weed. I was just watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and him and Joey Diaz was talking about, like, you know, every now and then I'll hear them mention like being like too high. Like Joey Diaz, he took like 1 too many pot brownies and was too anxious to get on stage. But that's really part of the fun. I mean, initially I was kind of put off by the anxiety attacks and shit, but it's kind of fun. It's like it's similar to the fun of getting on a roller coaster, you know, or playing a horror game or watching a scary movie. Sometimes it's fun to be anxious and kind of afraid, you know. And the good thing about it is not on the level of like an acid or shrooms where you're just tripping for like hours. You know, at worst, you know, the anxiety part of being high on marijuana, it usually lasts anywhere from like 15 to 30 minutes. So which can be pretty intense, but it's never that bad. But the good thing about, like I said, I think the anxiety for me it's like a balancer, because I know that I know I have a limit. You know, I mean, it's fun to be anxious sometimes and have that little weed paranoia, but it's not, you know, I don't want to cross that line. I don't want to get too high, too anxious, too paranoid. So it's like a limiter. It's like a built-in limiter. That paranoia that marijuana induces is like it keeps me from overindulging. I know to kind of set a limit. Like, I'm gonna roll this blunt, I'm gonna hit it a couple times, I'm gonna put it out, I'm gonna chill. You know, and that's what keeps me from being like full stoner and taking it too far. But yeah, kind of went on a little bit of a rant there, but that was a really good comment, a very interesting perspective on drugs. You know, always use drugs responsibly. You know, marijuana isn't for everyone. But it's definitely just, for me, it's just, you know, a little way to just spice my life up. You know, luckily I can honestly say I'm not addicted to it. And it's just a way for me to just have some interesting fun every now and then. Thanks for the comment, Vladimir Hinkershin. Alec Valsov. What's up with these strange names? I don't, you guys from Russia or something? He says, I love night walks. I got stabbed in the abdomen and almost died once back when I lived in Novosibirsk. These must be some Russians looking at my shit, because I don't know what the fuck that is. But in the United States, it is much safe to do so. Great videos, man. Please keep making them. I'm so sorry to hear that. It sounds like you come from a shithole country. But man, to be honest, United States is a shithole too, man. I mean, I let you know, man, I'm in the hood right now, bro. Like, motherfuckers be getting shot, motherfuckers be getting killed, beat up, stabbed, robbed and shit. Like, you know, in America, it's about where you are. That's the thing about America. It is, some places are definitely safer than others. My city is pretty damn dangerous, but I'm lucky to be like in like a zone where it's not like hood, like in my city, it's like patches of like gangster areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, some areas are more tame and some areas are more gangster. And I'm in one of the more tame areas, and I kind of know what path to take as far as, you know, what neighborhoods to avoid and stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't had any issues as far as going out at night thus far. Luckily, like I said, sometimes I go out with a knife, pepper spray, whatever, just to be careful. But I think, you know, what makes a night walk safer than what you would think it is that it's timing. You know, even in my neighborhood, going out at like 10, 11, 12, that's dangerous. that's hood nigga hours right there. That's drive-by hours right there. Like, that's, you know, I had a friend who was walking home around like 10-ish or 11, and he was like just maybe some feet or yards away from like a fucking shootout. So, you know, it can get dangerous. But the thing is, I do my night walks typically around like 4 or 5 in the morning. Like, and around that time, nobody's up. I mean, even the gangsters are asleep. The killers, the drug dealers, sleep. I think that's probably the best time to do a night walk, 4 or 5 o'clock, because really the only people you'll see are the people like getting up early for work, and like the weirdos like you, you know, the other weirdos. I have run into like a couple weirdos, but it'll usually be like a guy, like a homeless guy that I see around town anyway. So, yeah, just, you know, in America, it's mostly about timing. You know, 4 or 5 o'clock, best time, because even the most dangerous individuals got to get sleep, and they usually don't want to be up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Thanks for the comment, Alec. Stay safe out there. And that was the last comment. Man, I am beat, but I had so much fun. It's been way too long before I did an episode of how to be a NEET. I forgot how fun it is to just sit here and talk to you guys, man. I had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I think next time I'm gonna have a real chill episode. I think next time we're gonna talk about video games. I did briefly talk about video games in one of my earlier episodes when I was talking about hobbies, But this time I'm gonna go more in depth, like just my own history with and experiences with video games, my favorite games, and just what are the best games for a NEET to play? Like what are the best like NEET games for like those interactive experiences and shit like that. Man, I was fucked up. I want to pass out. I'll see you guys later, man. I love you.